Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double X.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
Hey, family, what's up? Merry Christmas. Welcome, everybody, to Late Night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide and the beautiful Kelly Holland coming out of Charm City. Welcome, everybody, all our Baltimore DMV family. What's up, Chestertown? I miss you guys. Everybody on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, what's up, family? You guys haven't been seeing me ride down there in the Jeep lately. That's right, y'all. Our friend COVID is still running around. He's bringing all his cousins. That's right, Batman can't hang no more. All right, y'all. Man, we got a great show tonight, man. This lady that's going to be on here tonight with Kelly Holland has impressed me so much. I just love hearing her tell her journey. Her testimony is so powerful because, you know, sometimes we don't get a chance to really learn each other because, you know, the history books don't have enough about everybody, you know, and I just find that other cultures and ethnic groups are so interesting. You know, just the family structure. And we don't even get a chance to see a lot of these in film, you know, like the real stories. But sometimes you tune in to Netflix, you'll luck up and find something good. Yeah. Interesting stories out there. I'm talking about everything that we don't know anything about. You know, you get bored of the same old stories, especially the lies. So we getting a chance to tell our own story. One thing I love about this young lady coming on here, she's actually a filmmaker, and we just hoping that, you know, she gets all of the money she needs to put out the story so we can really know a lot about where she come from and where some of the people that she you know, just like her, where they come from and what they doing with their lives as they move forward, you know, through this space we all in. So you're going to get a chance to listen to her tell a story, because Kelly is a good interview, and you're going to love the story. All right, well, meanwhile, let me see how the Kelly Holland so Batman can shut off his mic. What's up, Kelly Holland? What's going on in Kelly's world? What's up?
Hey, Batman. Hey, Baltimore. How's everybody doing this holiday season?
Yeah, you back, Kelly Holland. How you doing? You better? You doing better?
I'm doing better. A little under the weather. Then we had some celebratory moments. Then we had a little scares in BCPS. That's the school system people.
Yeah.
But after all of that, I'm back. And I miss you guys. You know, I skip a week and it's like forever. So I'm so happy to be back here. We get to get back to our interviews. And I'm just happy to speak to a woman of power. She's so competitive, and she has a lot going for her in relations to her being an author and a film director and editor. And so I'm just so excited to finally speak to Luz, because when we did our Kelly Holland show, we spoke to all of her colleagues. And so now I finally get the chance to meet the hub.
That's right.
Where it all came from. So I'm excited.
And also, don't forget, also, she's a yoga guru. I mean, you know, Batman watch a lot of yoga on TV. I don't
really?
I follow
do it, or do you just watch it?
While I'm working, it just keeps me calm. I follow Susie Ray. And I got to find out if Luz have a channel out there. Yeah, it is so relaxing, you know, because they be by the pool, they be in the elements, and while I'm working, you know, so hard, it just keeps me calm, you know, just brings that mood, you know. So
I understand.
I wish I could do it, but I'm not that flexible anymore.
That's okay. Yeah. That's nothing to a champ. All right, with your little health successes, I'm sure yoga is an easy defeat.
That's right. I'm gonna give it a shot though, real soon. I'm gonna try some of the stuff, but
start somewhere, Batman.
That's right.
I'm sure you'll make progress with it.
That's right. I started with exercise and diet, and now Batman is considered normal. I'm 5.0. I'm doing
All
well.
right. No
That's
more
right.
sugar for him.
I'm back. That's right.
He exercised that thing right out of his body.
Yeah,
Amen.
man.
Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta give kudos to my endocrinologist, Miss Razel. She just know her stuff, man. She was just jumping. I mean, she was happy during the summer. You know, she saw me moving forward, but man, she was like, it was the best holiday gift, anybody ever can receive was that good news, man. And of course, this was Batman's third rodeo. It's not my first time on reversing diabetes, but this time I understand about. She taught me a lot about the proteins and the carbs. And I think you and I talked about that before. So I got it right now. Got it right. But you got to bring in the rest of the stuff too. Relaxation and no stress. And, I was telling my friend about stones today. He was like, Jerry Royce, don't mess with them stones. That's what he told me.
The hot stones.
I said, dude, you need some stones. All that stuff you just told me, you need some stones, man.
Okay, relax.
He said, Batman, I've been reading the Bible. I've been being worthy to God. I've been faithful. There's nothing still hasn't changed. It's 3 years. I said, you need some stones. You need to calm down and just be, it's not in your time, it's in God's time, but you got to find a place. You got to find a place in this space to just, bring it down. Your stuff is not in your control, man.
It's out of
it. Man. You need that positive energy, ward off those negative energies, So anyway, I kind of got back on that kick after listening to Big Sean. I was watching Architectural Digest, and Big Sean was like really big into coppers and different type of stones to ward off, negativity. Because that's where we get a lot sometimes when you're a successful being and you moving in a space. Negativity can affect you. It can mess with your creativity and all that stuff.
Those energies are very real, and I have some that kind of balance me out. I even have some for anxiety, and they all have many different purposes.
Yes.
And these things were already given to us unto the earth.
Right.
We're just slow to recognizing all of the natural elements that are here that have healing powers instead of running to big pharma
and medicine doctors.
Right, foods and spices and plants, and they were all put here
all
for
holistic.
Exactly.
You laying it down, Cal. I should let you call him up and let him understand.
A little bit, we tag team,
Yeah, man. That's like, and basically that's going to be my gift to my family. I found a really good dealer right here in the DMV. And man, she get right back to you in an email. I was like, wow, that's a big business. People, look at people's websites sometimes. They look like a big company. And she emailed me like right back. I was like, oh wow. This lady won all right. She won all these awards and everything. And the DMV, it's hard to win awards in the DMV. It's like New York. This is super competitive. You just
everybody
a small
here doing the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. You have your own gift.
That's right. That's right. So I love that personal relationship. So I just started spending money on her. So, I'm gonna be gift giving this holiday because I always wait the last minute. So it was just great. She dropped shipment, came in one day. And
don't you love it?
Yeah, man, I love it. So anyway, let me see. It was one other thing I had to lay on you too.
Okay.
But I forgot that quick what it was though.
Well,
but
as soon as you tap back into it, Batman, I'll be right here.
Oh, I know what it was.
There we go.
Now, Luz. There's another Luz too that we haven't had the opportunity to get on the show. Luz Mack. Luz Mack. Actually, she introduced me to Luz Sanchez and a whole bunch of the young ladies that you had opportunity to interview on your television show.
Oh, that was the hub.
Right,
okay,
she's the hub.
Mixed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't had a chance to get her on yet. She's still moving and grooving, but I've got to congratulate her. She got published by Scholastic Books under the Disney platform. The book was actually made into a movie. Was released on November 24th. Yeah, it's big time, And she sends me this. And look, she sends me this newsletter, and nothing's in there about that. I was like, "Oh, you so humble." I would have had that was like been like a video flowing in my newsletter.
Disney, right?
Yeah,
I did that thing with Disney, right?
Yeah, it's been like part of the trailer movie. We've been in the newsletter. You know how I roll. And she was, "Oh, Jerry Royce, you so kind. Oh, thank you." I said, "You too humble."
She deserves it.
I gotta help you out
for that alone. She deserves it.
I gotta help her out.
Go ahead, blow it up.
That's right. We gotta blow you up. Yeah. Yeah, man. So anyway, your book become a movie, man. That's big. That's big.
That's major.
Because when she first told me, it was so funny, Kelly. She had first told me, I thought she was talking about next year. She said, "Oh no, that's another book gonna be coming out as a movie next year." Wait a minute.
Oh wow.
You got one that's coming out in another week. I was like so confused. He said, "Joe, you don't be listening to me." It's like you just lay too much stuff down to me in Spanish. I can't catch up. Yeah, I can't keep up. So anyway, but Luz will tell you about. She's funny. She is so funny. We talk almost every day, and I can't wait to meet her. All right, well, let's talk to Luz Sanchez, because I think I'm going to meet her one day when she come out to the East Coast to do Luz Max movie. What's up, Luz Sanchez? How you doing? What's going on?
I want to come. Shoot, I want to go. Come on, Batman. We just going to be on the set.
All right, well, here she is, Luz Sanchez. Welcome to Late Night.
Thank you so much.
How you doing, Luz? You there?
Hey, Luz.
Yes, hello.
There
How are
she
you, Jerry, Royce, and Kelly Holland? I'm so happy and grateful and blessed to be here in this amazing program. I love your session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time, because I know you still got some daylight going on the West Coast when we in total darkness here.
I don't know. It's 7. I think it might be dark over there too.
Is it dark over there?
It gets very dark, like 5 p.m.
Oh man, just like here. Oh man, shit. Well,
yeah.
I was gonna move.
Daylight savings there.
I guess I'm not going to move now. Can't outrun the darkness. But look, you guys have a great show, and thank you for joining us. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the interview. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you,
Batman.
I've been enjoying your conversation, actually, and I hope you feel better, Kelly, and completely restored.
Thank you so much. This Corona thing, everybody knows I've been a deviant, and apparently you get a cold no matter what. I don't know what to gauge it by, but I feel well enough to be here this evening. So thank you for your well wishes. And Luz, please let our audience know how fabulous you are. I know we touched into your bio just a little bit, but please introduce yourself to our listeners this evening and let them know what it is that you do, honey.
Thank you so much. Well, I am from Mexico City, living in the U.S. I have been living here for 20 years. I know it sounds long, but at the same time, it's a very short time. Sometimes I feel that I am not from here and I'm not from there, and I am from here and I'm from there. So, yes, that's how it is.
It depends on the day.
Yeah, it all depends on the day. Yes, I came here. I didn't speak English when I came. I started with English as a second language classes, and I went all the way to the university studying cinema and television arts. I haven't really stopped.
Don't stop.
Right? Don't stop. I feel like there's so much that I have to give so much. And also, you need a lot of preparation. Especially in a culture where you don't know the culture, you don't know the language. It's like starting again. So,
absolutely. Yeah. I have so many questions, mainly with how difficult or easy was it for you to learn English as a second language? Because we're so simple here in America. We just learn one language and leave it at that, whereas most people that live in America speak multiple languages. We the only ones that's limited here. So like, was it difficult for you?
It was. I feel that I have always been so driven that this passion, when you have passion about something, it doesn't really feel difficult. You just wanna take over. So to answer your question, I guess it was not that hard for me. And especially because I was always asking questions to people like, how do you say this and how do you say that, and just asking a lot of questions.
All right. Because I want to learn a few languages. Actually, one of those bucket list goals that I have for myself. I love learning about different cultures because it's naive to think that what I do in my home is what every single other person does in their home on this entire planet. Completely naive to think that way. Okay, but I'm always fascinated when a woman can overcome challenges that seem impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm grateful that you're on the show and that you get to showcase that among your other talents. Now, were you always interested in film as a little girl? Did you make plays? Did you pretend to be in control of things? Like, where did this desire come from?
Well, I guess the desire comes from, I was like 7 years old and I watched this film called Macario. And this is about a peasant. He's very poor, and his only wish is to eat a turkey by himself. So once he has the turkey, he goes into the forest and he has an encounter with the devil, with God, and with death, with the Green Reaper. So that's where everything.
Oh wow, the devil and the Grim Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, and then God. Okay, come on, Jesus, come on, Savior.
I know, it's crazy, but that film really sparked something inside myself, and from there I started just being curious about film, and also. Living in Mexico, I was exposed to the golden era of Mexican cinema, the golden era. So I thought that was also a huge help for me.
Okay. Thanks for letting us know. Over your time, prior to recognition, was it difficult, or did you find it easy to maintain this passion, because life hits us, and sometimes there's things that we have to do versus things that we want to do. So I'm just curious, like, how are you able to balance this all, also being from a different culture? Yeah,
well, it has been a very, very difficult path, and lots of challenges. I had to endure a lot. I'm going to start with my father. My father was a machista person. Or my uncles, they didn't believe in women's education. So obviously they didn't want me to have any education. They just, like, the messages I received is I had to be a housewife, having children at home. And
that's what you were limited to, huh?
Yes.
That's it. Just to be a housewife. Now, does that come with the Hispanic culture, or was that just, your family's from the old school and that's the only way they're going to have it?
I think it's part of the Hispanic culture. Okay. I feel that it has been a lot of change, but still it is very difficult for a lot of women. I don't know if you have seen news of, women being abused, and a lot of, like, women in Mexico are abuse in many ways. Actually, I'm going to say here, I was sexually abused when I was a child.
I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for being transparent. Go for it.
And I say it because whoever is out there listening, you can overcome it with faith. It's a long road, of course. It's a difficult one. My brother, my sisters too, were molested.
Oh wow!
So I blame myself for a long time, because as an older child, I was the one who was always taking care of them. I come from a very poor family, so those are many of the big, huge challenges that I have to overcome within myself. Because because once something like that happens to you, it's like something breaks inside of you.
Yeah. And it's a deep-rooted burden that we carry alone, and who wants to feel alone with such a heavy pressure? But that's exactly what happens when these predatory behaviors are placed upon youth. For whatever reason, we feel that we've done something wrong now that this predatory behavior has happened to us. And most times, once it happens, it doesn't stop. And so I say to you, as I've said to my other guests before, I don't know one female that hasn't been molested to some degree, whether it be the soft stuff or the worst of the worst. It's all still within that category. And I also understand a certain type of brokenness that occurs because you want to reach out. and you want to be able to stop, and you want help, but then it's like, who's going to believe you, or what are the repercussions, or how did they scare me to death this time, or made me feel like I was never a victim and I'm to blame. And so when we're transparent about that on air, I always stop and take a moment, just like you said, to let others know that, yes, you can overcome. Yes, you can grow from this. And it's okay to be transparent in the right audience if you're seeking healing. You're not alone. And we would love to have the conversation to place you in a state of wellness, whoever's listening. Amen.
Yes, amen. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
But what else, Luz? What else? What keeps you going?
My mother bought a small camera at that time. So with that camera, I like you said, right, play with my sisters and taking pictures. That you see pictures and you don't really think anything of it when you're a child.
Right.
But from there, later on, it became a passion, and I started filming quinceañeras in Mexico. We celebrate, over here in the United States, women celebrate their 16 years old. Over there in Mexico, many
15th.
Mm-hmm. And I just to film with a friend, and then from there, I started working on some comic books.
Really?
Yes. I went into a place where a friend of mine took me, and she was the one drawing everything. Mm-hmm. So I worked there for a while, and then from there, fotonovelas. It's kind of like in Mexico we had these fotonovelas. Is kind of like a story but with pictures.
Okay.
It was great. It was great, actually. It was a great experience for me because, like over here, right, when I started the film, I saw that parallel between what I used to do and how you make a story in pictures.
Okay, the education came.
Mm-hmm, yes, because you have to have your storyboard with everything before you film. Mm-hmm. And that was, just a lot of parallels between what I was doing. Also, other thing that I felt that gave me a lot of experience was that in the church in Mexico, mm-hmm. I used to be an actress for the Passion of Christ.
Really?
I don't consider myself an actress at that time. I didn't consider myself an actress. But in the street theater, mm-hmm. I do that. So
that's amazing. I love mm-hmm. that story.
Yes, because it's nothing like I have seen here. I have never seen the Passion of Christ or theater on the street.
Oh,
so very unique from from Mexico when I was there.
Okay, so I'm so interested. Now, what made you want to come to the United States? This seems like you had everything going for you when you were in Mexico. And you even was able to overcome, that stigma of housewife.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really have anything going on. It does seem like, we're looking back.
Uh-huh.
No.
But to you, it wasn't quite so fascinating. Okay. Okay.
I don't know. We were very poor, and my father was an alcoholic, a lot of domestic abuse. So that was what's going on. And obviously in Mexico, there's a lot of crime, a lot of corruption. And even though you want to do something else, you see a lack of opportunities. Like I wanted to, it was very hard for me even to enter to high school because I had, people like kids, teenagers, right? Want to go to mm-hmm. high school, and they had to do a very difficult test in order to go to high school.
Then, really? You mm-hmm. have to pass a test to go to high school in Mexico?
Well, it is a very difficult test, and also because it's overpopulated, the chances of you going is just like very slim. Like, for example, my brother did his test, he did not pass. So you just can imagine that what a 15, 16 years old, what do you do if you cannot go to high school?
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow. I had no idea things were so strict like that. That education wasn't public and free everywhere.
It is public and free, but there's like I said, the overpopulation. Because of the overpopulation, not everybody can study.
Wow. That's still a burden.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So what are the alternatives? Is there a lot of homeschool, or what happens?
There's no homeschool. Like most of the alternatives is just work.
That's it.
Either you go to school, like even going to school, you like starving going to school. If you choose to go to school, it's like you go with like maybe one apple, or you may buy one chips, like a bag of chips, something like that. Just it's expensive. It's expensive, and it's difficult to. And like I said, the opportunities, right? So because of that, I even looked for opportunities for film. There was none opportunities for film. I mean,
None.
Just can imagine over here is difficult, but over there it was like nothing.
At all. Okay. So Mexico wasn't going to cut it. Okay. We developed the interest. We knew what we wanted. She got some strength under her. She had to overcome some cultural challenges. She comes over to America, don't speak any English, and starts to build her empire. Is that about right? I think that's about right.
Thank you for saying that. I guess because of my faith, I am just in Mexico, obviously, the faith, because of the situation, right? It's just your faith has to be super, super strong, and there is always prayer and prayer with the rosary, and it's just a lot of in Mexico. The faith is so strong for her. I see like everybody in my family was so like into
religion.
Religion and
the Catholic religion.
It was Catholic religion. Coming here, I have learned more about Christian, and obviously reading the Bible. Now looking back, right, reading the Bible over there a lot. It just the teachings. Now I can understand better because before I did not understand
what was going on, right? And I'm not even sure why we switched things up culturally, why it's not universal. But hey, the goal is to love your neighbors. The goal is to be kind. The goal is to, develop some type of spirituality. And I believe we all do so in different ways. But what I was grateful to see is that not only did you transition into American culture, but you also put yourself within the competition. And to me, that signifies that you're trying to learn more about others while showcasing what you have accomplished thus far. And so when I saw that you placed as a speaker, I said, oh, hold on. Not only did she learn the language, this thing over here getting competition awards.
Well, thank you.
Such a defeat. Wow. Where does this come from? You surprised me by and by. You're like, listen, I can't get nothing done here. I'm moving over here. I love it. That's the type of attitude we all should have. And you're so determined. You're welcome. How was that whole competition? Because we've all been in Toastmasters to some degree. If you do any speaking engagements, you should have started with Toastmasters, gone through your coaching, gave some speeches without saying as much as I do. Right, we know the drills here. But how was that process for you? Like, what inspired you to say, listen, I wanted to get in this competition as a speaker and actually place? Goodness gracious. That's amazing.
Well, going to school, actually to university, and obviously over there you have to give presentations. I noticed that I didn't know how to give presentation. I would freeze in front of people. And obviously, and the other thing, I felt that I did not have a voice. I felt that voice was taken away when that incident in my childhood happened.
Wow.
Right. And even though I wanted to speak, it's like I couldn't speak. And the other thing is, I don't know if you have seen, there's a new film that I don't remember the name right now, but it is, I'm trying to remember the name. I just remember in Spanish. Okay, so this is how it is about the culture, over there, because there is so much crime. And sometimes you cannot speak against things that are happening. You cannot speak up. So whoever speaks up, sometimes they get kidnapped or they get killed. So it is like that. So the fear of speaking over there is deep, especially for women, and many women are able to develop. And thank God, and I don't know how many how people or women that have been there have done it, right? But me on my side, I noticed this deep fear within myself to speak. Even my mom, like I remember my mom telling me, "Please don't get in social media. I don't want people to know that." Right? If we related, something may happen. Yeah, my mom knew social media before. She was so scared of me being in social media. And I told my mom, sorry, Mom, but I have to do this. And, breaking patterns, breaking fears, breaking cycles, generational patterns of fear, right? Within ourselves.
It definitely is.
And
Come on, tell us. I love it. This is so inspirational, because just to speak out, you said there's a punishment to an extent. Wow. Yes. Not limited to death.
Yes. So I that's why when I started giving presentations in college, and then I wanted to pitch my ideas, and I didn't know how to do it. And I remember going through few embarrassments, right? But I did it, and I did it, and I did it. And then from there, I learned about Toastmasters. It's when I just went, and actually when I went, I was at the door. I was so scared to get in.
Really?
Yes, I was so scared to get in. Really, I have gone through, I know it sounds silly, but I was very scared. And this is the thing that even though I'm super, super scared, I always put myself out of my comfort zone.
Good job.
Yes. So I did it. And then from there, everything, 7 years. I was 7 years in Toastmasters. I finished my DTM because I'm always promised myself, okay, you start something, you got to finish it.
Exactly.
No time wasted.
Absolutely. And we didn't start to waste time. So let's get our grievances out the way and let's get to work. However that has to happen. Yes, I am a firm believer of such.
Yes, and I obviously noticing that many people during the time that I was speaking also were just in their comfort zone, right? And sometimes I felt even sorry, like, okay, I'm sorry I felt that I have my story. I felt like my story, I was still fighting with my story. I was still fighting with the life that I had before because I felt shame. I felt guilt, my brother and sisters. I felt like I was a mom and couldn't take care of them well. So a lot of the things I have worked through the time, through my speaking, through reading spiritual books, also going to the church, obviously, and speaking has helped me a lot. It has been a therapy to me. Writing as well, because I have like 30, maybe let me see, maybe I have like 20 or maybe a little bit more of journals.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. I used to journal. I used to. Someone read it, so once it was violated, I didn't want it no more. It was different.
Actually, that happened to me. Actually, when I was in Mexico, I was writing poetry and stories, and somebody burned all my work, all my poetry.
So disrespectful.
I was 17. Actually, I fall into a very deep depression. I felt like I wanted to die.
I'm so glad you came out of that.
Yeah.
It's something that our youth deal with on a daily basis, and most times they're unsuccessful, which is great. But there are those few that are successful. So we send prayers out to the families who are dealing with mental health. It's okay to talk about it. You could definitely save someone's life if you would just talk about it.
Of course. And because I have gone through that, through depression, through wanting to take my life, right? Like that was one of the reasons that time I wanted to take my life and attempted. But trust me, just wait and just believe, have faith, prayer, journaling, seek out for help. Right here, there's a lot of help. But in my culture, I know that a lot of women suffer in silence. We'll have to, yes.
You're absolutely right. Here too. Shoot, I remember my little days crying, and he's sitting right over there next to me, and I feel lonely as crap. I remember those days, and I'm so grateful I don't deal with that lifestyle anymore. It's not a great feeling, and just because it stopped one day, but it happened 3 weeks later, nobody deserves that in their life, full time, full speed. No, it's all about being healthy and well. It's all about having love for yourself and others. And if you can't do that without being stress-free, then it's time to change things up. And I know I'm talking to the right person, because she said, I'll uproot my whole being if it ain't working for me. Everything will change.
Yes.
Start over, throw it all out. I love her attitude.
You know what?
What I don't know, I'll learn. Yes. And I'm going anyway. That is determination. What were you about to tell us?
Just fight against that, right? Because that's not your voice. That's only temporal. That situation, whatever situation you're going through, is not gonna last forever. Get out of your room, out of your mind, actually, right? Because we get stuck in our mind in this battle, in the mind.
Right. It sure is.
Get out and go into nature. That's a lot of help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we all have our methods of coping, and I'm glad for that. But for those of you that don't, there's always someone available to talk to.
Yes.
So reach out to us if you must.
Yeah.
If you must. But Luz, we could chit chat for hours. I feel already like we're the best of friends here. Because you just came on and you said, yes, I've accomplished these things, but I'm human just like anyone else. And there are things that I will want to share, in essence of helping someone else. You didn't just come on the show and say, hey, I've been a victim. And so I'm glad that you were transparent this evening, and
Thank
that
you.
let us know. Exactly, you're welcome. Let us know that there is room for improvement. And honey, the way you overcame it, it's just a blessing. Not only did she have the challenge, y'all, she won the competition. Like, you don't understand. Maybe they don't see what I see when I hear this, because it's like you cross the finish line, so to speak, and then there's so many more opportunities that's opened up just when you look back and reflect on what you've accomplished. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit, and so I really thought that was a story of inspiration. But let our listeners know, how can they reach you? How can they see your programs? How can they get in contact with any of your work? How can they financially support you if you're trying to build right now? Let us all know. Plug away.
Well, right now, I am, obviously, my Instagram is LUZZZ Sanchez. And I am building. I am working on my writing. I am still building. I haven't finished my job, right? I'm an editor. I just recently edited sci-fi for kids. It's a 23-minute short film. But right now my focus for the 2022 is gonna be to finish at least 2 screenplays and continue for the next few years just writing and obviously at some point I want to direct. And just very appreciative of all of you having me here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Both of you, Gary and Kelly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We're glad that you were available to do the interview. It's very rare that we're able to have these type of conversations. Normally, my interview is with musicians, sometimes some self-help groups, but mainly musicians. And so it's always a pleasure to bring on a new platform and to learn the many different ways how you were successful. And then you also shared some areas this evening where you had encountered some difficulties beyond your control.
Yes.
But then you took control, and that's the story that I want to leave our viewers, our listeners with. You took control and you made your life yours, no matter where you had to go to get the goal accomplished. Honey Child speaks the English with no problem. I still can't say nothing past hamburguesas. I know. And I know, right? It's so trifling, but one day I'll be able to have that conversation with you in your native tongue, and then I will feel the same accomplishment that you felt when you stood up there with Toastmasters and all the other competitions and said in English how you're going to make this dream come true. So I'm just so grateful to have had the pleasure of hearing your story. Batman, do you have any last words for Luz?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, I was just I text you a little bit, but Luz, did you get a chance to talk a little bit about your? I had brought up earlier about yoga. Did you get a chance to talk a little bit about your yoga program?
No, she didn't get to. I'm sorry. Thanks for sending me the message, Batman.
Yeah, we give her a couple minutes. Tell us about her yoga program and how she started that. I'll let her hear it.
Yes, please let our listeners know. How did you start it? How did that come about?
Well, I feel, look, we're complex beings, and obviously we need to work on our, just like spiritually, physically, right, nutritionally, relationships, and yoga is kind of like that. It is physical, but at the same time, it's a philosophy. And the way I started, I just went to a class one day, and I just wanted to be more flexible. That's how I started it. And I saw this Indian teacher, right? And she really impressed me so much, like the way she was so flexible and right. And she was like maybe like 50 years old. She was young, but still like she looked very young. And I don't know, like the way she would talk to us and give the class, it was so inspirational to me that I just continued taking classes. And then I just continued my practice until I understood that yoga was more than just stretching. Yeah, it is actually is building strength and flexibility at the same time, but it's also connecting with the earth, connecting with the cosmos. And it's a philosophy. And whenever Jerry or Kelly, whenever you want to try a class with me, let me know.
Okay.
Give you a class, and I would love to give you a class so you can try.
Thank you.
I'm sure that you have tried before or not. I'm not sure. If you have never tried, it's okay. We can start. And I have seen like a lot of people doing like very complicated pretzel poses, and it gives the idea that yoga is difficult. But
it does.
That's true.
That oh my God, like how am I gonna do that, right?
Exactly.
You can start with very simple poses that help, and just continue with a practice that is gonna benefit to you, because the breathing just like, even if we do a few of deep breathings here, like inhaling and exhaling, and try to relax, right? Like some meditation, it would help. Even 10 minutes of just disconnecting from the world and just connecting to yourself, it helps clear up your mind.
Amen to that. think I need to do some of that in the
Love
massage
it.
chair.
Love it.
I am an expert on all that too. I'm the massager. My mom, my sister. Because I know how to stretch people, right? I know how to stretch myself. Obviously, it's like very simple stretches. It really helps you to release tension, because that's the point. Is releasing tension of the body. We store a lot of tension. There is an intimate relationship between the emotions and the tension in our body. So whenever we release, we're also releasing tension. So the tension is stored in the muscles.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm in pain management now.
That's right. I studied karate for a number of years when I was in college. I actually fought on the team, and that was one of the and that was one of the things that my teacher, my sensei, used to talk a lot about, was the taking the time to stretch. The whole flexibility, because it helps protect you from injury. It helps your cardio and circulatory health, and in some cases, some people use it for weight reduction. So it has a lot. It balances everything. So and then I started a Taekwondo club, which I had for 7 years here in the Owings Mills area, and that was one of the things that Master used to always say, Master Park, was he said the reason why a lot of us were having so many problems, and that's when I was going through my diabetic thing. He said, do you stretch? Are you stretching? And I said, man, I sit on the bed and I do go to the left, go to the right, and then try to find my slippers. And that's it.
Okay.
So it's important. That was my stretch. It's like 20 seconds. So I understood how important, it is. And I can see why so many people are getting into yoga now, as they start trying to balance life and work at the same time. So you gotta have that life-work balance. So thank you for sharing that, Luz, and we look forward to doing that over Zoom.
Yes, we can definitely.
Yeah, we gotta set that up.
Yes, I would totally like to meet Kelly in person.
Yay. Okay.
Obviously, but it's like in person, right? Via
Zoom.
Right. For now, it's over Zoom. Right.
Right. That ain't playing.
I'm gonna tell you, Kelly, I don't know what's going on over in Woodlawn, but man, this whole area is just blanketed. People can't even get testing. Testing is going out the weeks. You can't even get an appointment. No walk-ins. Yeah, it's crazy. So and we haven't even gotten to the holiday yet. Just imagine, we haven't stepped foot in anybody's house yet. People are just going out to the shopping centers, and the numbers are just off the roof. So everybody be safe out there. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and just protect yourself. So we see you in the new year. That's all I can say.
Amen to that.
It's rough out there.
Amen to
yes,
that.
it is.
That's right. Go back to Zoom.
Well, we were all safe, huh?
That's right. And FaceTime. All the technology is here. You can still see and talk to people. I'm sure people appreciate a phone call from you. All right.
That'll work too.
Yeah, over Omicron. Omicron.
Yeah, that Omicron ain't no joke, boy. You be sitting there thinking you just got a little sniffle, cough. You walking with the Rona, people.
Yeah, man. I found out something today, and it was kind of crazy. Just real quick, just to give everybody, elaborate a little bit, so people understand how crucial what type of situation we in outside of what the news is saying. My neighbor actually works for 2 large hospital systems as an x-ray technician, so he have seen a lot of lungs, a lot of bad lungs. And I was talking to his wife today. They lost like 8 relatives just in this 6-month season. And I told her, I said, what's so crazy about it? I went to WebMD, and it says something about you wouldn't know that you had corona for 5 days. It don't show symptoms between 5 to 14 days. So meanwhile, you're just walking around. It's incubating for so long. Wow. Meanwhile, you have contacted so many people. So that's So that's the crazy thing about it. So by the time and then if you go too early to get tested, it'll show up negative.
So until you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why we got half of the NBA and half of the NFL not playing each week. No,
this new one came and it just wiped out everybody.
Yeah.
It wiped them out.
So you got to be careful, yo. Got to be careful. All right. So on a positive note, we hope everybody have a great holiday. And Kelly and I, a late night, and even on Monday night with Kimmie, we want to wish everybody a super, super Merry Christmas. And we'll see you guys after the New Year. We'll be on break. We're on our 1 week vacation next week. So we will be running encores. So please tune in and go to our channels. And we got over 7,000 episodes. And this episode, I believe, is 780 something. If I'm not mistaken.
Yay.
Yeah.
Wow. It's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. And Luz, please come back. We'd like to hear how your screenplays are going.
Yeah.
We want to hear about your success. So please drop by and give us a praise report when you can.
That's
and
right.
Listeners, thank you for joining us. Amen. Amen.
Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of all of you. God bless you.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you for
God
blessing
bless
us.
you. And thank you all for joining us this evening. Batman, you wanted to squeeze something in?
Yeah, this was actually episode 777.
Oh, really?
Man,
That's my number.
I know the 777s, man. I gotta go play some numbers.
Okay, that's how I feel. Oh, another number that kept coming up. This is a little freebie for y'all. 1623. It came up about 5 times in my class. Like, no matter how many times I rescored these kids' game, 1623.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
I gotta see where that leads us.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta check out them numbers. Numbers mean something. That's right. Numbers mean something.
I feel like since 2012 everything has been numbers.
Yeah.
It really has.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It really had. Especially this week with the dates. 12, 21, 21.
Yes.
Wow.
2s and 1s. I don't know. It's
21,
me.
21, yes.
Exactly. I'm trying these new things out in my life, and I'm becoming awoke, is what they call it. So, so we'll look into that.
Well, I got a quick question for Luz before she go. Luz, what do you know about the power of the stones? Earth and nature. You have any experience in the stones?
Yeah, any pink
I
quartz.
don't. I have stones in my home actually, and I used to collect stones. And the only one that I know that is the rose quartz. That's for love, right? But I'm no, not much. I don't know too much about it.
Okay, just for checking.
I hope you get an expert on that.
That's Batman new thing.
Yeah, because a lot of people, a lot of the stars, the celebrities, they've been connecting with their homes. You ever watch Architectural Digest? 80?
No.
Yeah, you got to watch that. I was checking out an episode with Tyrese Gibson and Big Sean, and it was really interesting about Big Sean and I think Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, but they were really involved with like connecting with like earthly type things for their home. And Big Sean was really big about stones and copper, when it come to
different metals.
Yeah, running energy through your home, right? Positive energy, and keeping out negativity, because when you are a creative, that's the one thing that can mess you up the most is negative energy. And I know you can contest to that. Because you're trying to write, you're trying to create.
Creative.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I do that.
I find that for me, creativity, right? Affirmations, obviously, prayer before doing it, and just allowing the flow into yourself, right? Allowing to the flow, because sometimes we want to be in control, but when we're in flow, everything comes from the subconscious mind.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
And good can come from there.
For real.
Better.
Powerful.
That's right. Meditate. They I guess they found so much time because they're not traveling as much, and they're trying to connect. Because if you listen to a lot of their backstory, a lot of the things they're doing now, they did when they was just trying to get out there, trying to find that hit lyric, that hook, that beat, because sometimes you got to find yourself to be in a real quiet space, when you start creating. You just can't come out of a whole bunch of noise and sit down and, and make something happen. Yeah.
Produce.
Right.
Exactly.
So they're starting to find these spaces in their homes, and, where the energy is flowing, and just, And this is a good time to do it right now. People are reinventing themselves. We're seeing so many millionaires and billionaires just sprouting out there and from ideas. These are people who are self-made. No one gave them anything.
Correct.
So this is their time. And people are going to be really fascinated what's going to happen once we come out of this 5-year plague, whatever, how long it's going to last.
Whatever we going to call it, huh?
Yeah, but you say, this is a time to create.
Mm-hmm.
This is a time to, if you want to write a book, write it.
Yes.
You want to write a sermon or sermons, write it.
Stage plays.
Whatever comes to you.
Yes, this is their time. And
educational books.
Yeah, so much, master classes are coming out now where you can learn some of these things for hardly anything. You don't have to spend $2,000 for that type of knowledge. It's out there. That's
right. Going to a conference.
Yes, they bring it right to your home for $90 now.
Look, just having your program here so people can learn so much.
Yes, that's right.
It's
classes
amazing.
And you can start learning Spanish. If you really want to learn it now, this is a good time. Different languages. Yeah, this is the time to do it. Instead, because after a while, you have seen every web series and Netflix series or Prime series, whatever.
It gets played out, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Time to create, y'all. All right. With that note, we left on that good note. The creative. That's right. It's time for us to roll and say good night to everybody.
All right. Good night. Good night. Thank you all for joining us. You have just been a viewer, a listener, and a friend with us on Late Night with Jerry Royce Live, featuring Kelly Holland, and our guest this evening was Miss Luz. Please check her out, contribute to her endeavors, and please, please, please tune in. We are here every Thursday between 10 and 11 p.m. Luz Sanchez, I thank you for joining us. Batman, have a wonderful holiday, the two of you. And listeners, never forget to tap back into your unspeakable joy. Good night, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power. A double X.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Pablo the Generous, gospel artist from Lagos, Nigeria, Africa, and you're listening to the Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast. I got my new single playing on there, Hadura. You don't want to miss it. One love, one God, one people, and one faith. Hallelujah day. That's how we roll. That's how the team go.
Has anyone ever told you you can't lead? Has anyone ever said you're not a good leader? Coach Crystal Henry, a 5-time Amazon best-selling author of Made to Lead Millions, was told that very thing. However, after pastoring for 21 years and being in corporate America for over 30 years, the leader within her came forth. Connect with her at crystalhenry.net to ignite the leader in you. Hi, I'm Sky from Music Video Profiles Top 10 Countdown, here to introduce singer, songwriter, and producer officially Lady J.